All right, how you doing, guys? My name is Erik Purcell. I'm one of the heads of the NPR Tactical Program along with Bob Clark. This is my man Obina helping us out today. We're gonna go over some takedown defense, and then we're gonna go over some worst case scenarios, like if you do get taken down, using an underhook and overhook. Also, we're gonna talk about if your partner or opponent or your threat mounts you, how to get out of that situation safely by, once again, weapons retention as well, and dealing with the everyday normal situations that law enforcement have to go through with having a big bulky belt on, other gear, your firearm, bulky equipment, those types of things, how to safely get up and control these situations. All right, guys, so what we're gonna demonstrate today, a couple of options as far as getting up if someone's taking you down. When we're talking about law enforcement, we always have to remember what side your firearm's on. Do you have a big tactical belt? Do you have a vest on? I mean, grappling as a police officer in law enforcement is always a tricky situation, so we're gonna keep everything very simple for you. There are a couple different takedowns that we can drill as far as options to get up. Now, for example, if Obina kind of comes in and he's a little higher here, and we'll kind of spin this way. Now, so let's say he just kind of pulls me over and takes me down from here. Right? Now, because he's a little higher, I already have an underhook here, so I can start to use this underhook to better my situation. So as I start to kind of lift here, I can start to build a base and get higher. Everything that we're gonna wanna do is about building a base. So the longer I stay flat, the worse things are gonna be for me. So I can start to punch here, get up to my elbow, to my hands, and I can start to come out. I can also, if he's really trying to hold on, take the C-clamp, and this goes right into the neck, and we keep a wedge in pressure, all right? So if he's unlocked here and trying to hit me, we get out very easily. Or if he is connected to my feet here and I start to maintain pressure, once he lets go to maybe punch or stab me or something, we can get out and get up. So higher takedowns, we're gonna utilize the underhook. Now, if he's a little lower and we can stay on this side, as he starts to take you down, I've got what we call a wizard right here. And now what I can do is I can start to build a base with that wizard. Be careful where this arm's at, because he's gonna be pushing into you the whole time. If this arm's too close, he's gonna break you down or try to grab it. So keep the hand back. And we use a wizard to really start to elevate and get our body up. Now when we feel like we have enough room, this circles into the C-clamp, and then we just create a little bit more space, a little bit more space, a little bit more space, until eventually we can build a base nice and high to get out or get out of that situation or control. Two options there with the underhook, the overhook. Both of them, eventually we need to get to that C-clamp in the neck, which is very important. And then once again, once I'm able to push them out 7 inches, 8 inches, we never kind of let that retract. So once we create space, we never let them have that space back until we can get up, build a base, and stand up. In addition to that, so let's say, for example, I get taken down and I go flat to my back and I get mounted. It's a very important escape to get out of this situation on bottom. We may not teach you this escape for standard jiu-jitsu, but on the street, great way to get out. So let's say kind of Obina takes me down and he's gonna go into a full mount situation here. And this is terrible for anybody. It's very important we keep our arms and our elbows in. We need to protect, because he may be punching or whatever he's kind of doing here. He could present a lot of damage to us. I'm gonna keep my elbows and arms in like a T-Rex. Now, my knee, that's kind of behind his butt here. I could put one knee, like one foot on the mat to generate some pressure. Now, I'm gonna bump and elevate him over my head. I'm gonna try to turn out with it. Sometimes they roll right over. Sometimes, you know, you've gotta be a little bit more athletic and stand up and get out. But my arms are in. I bump him over to lift. Now from here, once again, we go back to building a base and standing up again in that situation. Sometimes we can do a full roll out of that, where I keep my arms in, I'm gonna take him over, and then we kind of roll. Now from here, you're gonna go immediately to protecting your sidearm, controlling. Now I can stand up at any point I want, which I would recommend to control the situation and take your firearm out of any possible danger of it being taken from you. All right, so maybe some preventative measures to make sure we're not getting taken down. Once again, if people come up and they're trying to wrap up your arms, we can try to push them away, maintain a safe distance for control. Sometimes they're just gonna try to bum rush you, tackle you, or whatever. Now, here's the way I would manage this situation if I'm law enforcement. You've got your belt on, you've got your gun on one side. We're gonna work a sprawl from here. But what we're gonna do is manage our weapon as well, our weapon side. So, and we'll go very slowly here. So as Obina starts to get low and changes levels to come in, right? We have to sort of anticipate that. As he starts to come in, I'm gonna jam him hard with this hip, all right? And it's not like a nice little bump. So what happens is, for me to be able to create space to sprawl, I'm gonna hit him and then kick my leg back. So my lead leg, I'm gonna bump and then kick it back. Meanwhile, always kind of keeping an eye on what's kind of going on with my firearm as well, protecting. So we'll do this real slow. As he gets low and comes in, boom, I jam here, and then now it's back in sprawl if I need to. And the sprawl as well, if we go real slow and I jam, sometimes I need to just kick this leg back. As he starts to drive, I just kick my leg straight back, point my toes, make sure that he can't lock his hands and start to take me over. If I don't do that, we're gonna end up in the situations where we had to use the underhook or we had to use the whizzer. Definitely more volatile and dangerous situation. So once again, I'm standing in a fight stance, like if I have my gun, it's a little further back. He gets low, jam, sprawl here, and then we're coming right up, managing, backing away, doing whatever we have to do, calling out our tasks to control the situation. And if we kind of forget what to do there, let's say Obina shoots his heads on the inside and I kind of mess up my jam, I can go right to my whizzer, which is very similar to what we did in the other series, to create space, control, spin them, and control the situation as best as possible.